joining us at Grid Sports. We know you were pressed for time and everything, but we appreciate you giving us your half a day to come and chat with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
So you're currently the South African Hockey Fives head coach, and you guys have just qualified for Youth Olympics in Argentina, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now tell us about your background. I mean, where you're from, and schools you went to, and what motivated you or what inspired you to start playing hockey at a very young age?
All right. It's always my favorite story, talking about where I've been, where I've come from.
Yeah.
Born in Maseru, Lesotho, many moons ago. Then my mom moved to Joburg, and we joined her. I think I was about 9 years old.
Okay.
My brother and I came up to Joburg to live with my mom. And yeah, I went to Observatory Girls Primary School just for the year, and then moved to Greenside Primary. Then the next year when I finished primary school, I went to Greenside High School, and that's where I picked up my first hockey stick.
Oh, is it? And then in your primary school, I mean, what activities or sporting codes did you take part in?
I was very quick, so athletics.
Yes.
I played football with the boys. So yeah, so I only picked up hockey in high school because we didn't have soccer in high school. So look at hockey, look at football, similar. You know, 11v11, strikers, defenders, midfielders, and one goalkeeper.
100%.
And I was like, yeah, let's give it a try.
Now, tell me, is it restrictive for someone who's very passionate about sports? Like when you move from primary school to high school, to find that the sports that you were doing in primary school are no longer available for you in high school?
Well, I don't think it's restrictive. I think it just kind of, for me, just opened up the horizon a little bit for something new. And had I lived anywhere closer to school, I would have probably looked for a football club or soccer club outside of school to play for. And I did have my opportunity again to play football when I got to varsity, but hockey had already grabbed my heart and started giving us a little bit more than what I thought sport could give me at that time.
And now in your high school career, if I may call it that, I mean, who are the people that inspired you, or were your mentors with regarding to hockey?
I was very lucky that my one math coach, maths teacher, Mrs. Sue Hodges, she was the first team coach, and she was new to the school, so she didn't know the whole, if you are in grade whatever, you can't play for the first team yet. She saw me play a game and she thought, I want to see that youngster in my first team. And it was a big hoo-ha in the school about me being too young and I don't even have experience in hockey. It's only my second year playing hockey, and she's like, I don't care. She's good, and she pushed, and at that age, obviously she'd been more involved in hockey for longer. So she pushed for me to play club hockey. I actually played club hockey at her club. So it was very interesting.
While you were in high school, huh?
Yes, it was very interesting. I'm playing in the same team as my coach, and I'm calling her ma'am on the field, and and she's like, no, call me Sue. You know, I'm a Soto girl, very respectful in the home.
Yes,
so
yes.
can never call an adult by name.
Yeah.
So it was either Mrs. Hodges or ma'am on the field.
Now, speaking about family and the structures growing up, how big a role did they play in your life to be where you are today?
Well, my father was a professional football player when he was in varsity in Lesotho, National University of Lesotho. So soccer, sports, being active, being outside has always been on our blood. I was the first girl in my family, with my brother and two other cousins who were around his age, 4 years older than me. So I could kick a soccer ball before I could even walk. So that was my way into being one with the rest of the family. You know?
Yeah.
And with that, it's always been, I remember my grandparents would drive from Lesotho to Joburg on a Tuesday to come visit for the weekend, just so they could watch me play my football games.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, family support has been amazing. And as you can imagine, hockey is not a very cheap sport.
Yeah.
And I know like a lot of people feel that, and are excluded from hockey because of finances.
Yeah.
And I know that my family sacrificed a lot to afford me the opportunities that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that made me grab every opportunity with both hands and appreciate what I got exposed to. But yeah, it's at home, you know, being mediocre is not an option. You know, we've always, I mean, my mom is has a degree in biochemistry. So when you do something, we always wanted to do it properly.
100%, yeah.
And you can never do that without the backing of the rest of your family.
100%.
So my family has always been like the spine and the support, and everyone had their role to play. You know, you can't all have everyone that's always thinking, "Oh, well played today," even when you didn't.
Yeah.
You know, you need to have the hard voice and the soft voice and the fan voice, where my cousins would just come, and they still do today, come and sit on the side of hockey field and watch me coach. You know, and just because they just want to be there for me. So hockey, family, sport, where I am, without them, I can't see it happening.
100%. And now in your high school career, I know you were talking about Sue and Mrs. Hodges. How did that relationship turn? I mean, you from the hockey club field and now back to school. I mean, how was that relationship between the two?
Well, I don't think I've never been, you know, like we could say, in lack of a better phrase, too familiar with anyone. You know, she was always an adult. She was always a coach. She was always a mentor. Even on the field when she played, she was the best player in the team that I played for, in the club team. So I always wanted to learn from her. You know, when she opened her mouth, either in the maths class or on the hockey field, I wanted to learn, and I've always wanted to learn from a lot of people. And I was happy that Greenside had its seasons in the sport, because the first sport that I played, I got my national colours in, is touch rugby.
Ah, yes.
So I went to the touch rugby World Cup in Australia when I was 16. I was by far the youngest player at participant at the tournament, but that was my first, you know, bite of international sport. And
so now in high school with hockey, since, okay, you've made your SA touch rugby team, but with hockey, when was your first provincial colours?
the same year.
Same year.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I got into the Gauteng under 16 B side, and Mrs. Hodges was obviously ecstatic and thinking this is the start of a
Hopefully
great career.
she wasn't the coach that time.
No, she wasn't the coach. But she did bring her family down to holiday where our provincial tournament was.
You lie.
Yeah, she was hugely supportive, and because of her being there, you know, I remember the first game, in the first two games that we played, I sat on the bench because the coach did not really know me and did not trust in my abilities.
Fair.
And Mrs. Hodges did go down and said, "TSOANELO is on the field, on the side the whole time, what's going on?" So the next game we played, we were in the same pool as our A team, and we played them, and I scored 2 goals and we won that game. So yeah, Mrs. Hodges maybe wasn't so crazy with her belief in my ability even then. And obviously coming back from that provincial tournament, we worked hard, her and I worked hard in believing in my ability, and yeah, so 2 years later, I made the under 18 B side for South Africa, having come from under 18 Gauteng side, and that's at schools. I was a B team player at schools for
Very long time.
Yeah, but then the next year was when the turning point came.
Yeah.
In my first year at Rand Afrikaans University.
Back in the day, yes.
Now it's called University of Johannesburg. So in my first year, I made the A side for Southern Gauteng's under 21 team. Went to IPT, and from there I made the Junior World Cup team. I didn't even know they were selecting a Junior World Cup team, and not even less than 2 months later, I was, hey, look, in Argentina. So seems like things may be coming full circle. Yeah, I was in Argentina now playing an international tournament for the SA under 21 team. Where a couple of months earlier I was in the under 18 B side.
B side, yeah. So now you've been put through this. How can I put it? You've been put through these tests. Obviously, I mean, obviously everyone strives to play for an A team, but without your knowledge, you were selected to play for SA Under 21. I mean, when those news came through to you, I mean, how did you feel?
Well, firstly, there were a couple of girls in our side that were in the squad. It was quite a big squad.
Yeah.
I was not in that squad because I was in the under 18 B team then. So when the selection was made or my name was called out, I was like literally laying back, and I'm looking at the girls that are in the squad and which ones on our team are going to get called up, and I get called up, and I was like, mistake? No. I knew I'd had a great tournament.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that my name was even on the list to make the final selection, because the team had been on several camps before. So
takes you aback a bit.
Yeah, it takes you aback, and it's okay, and you know and you believe in your own ability, but for national selectors to see and recognize what maybe you have been striving for, maybe for not that year, maybe for the years to come, it was amazing.
Tell me now about a turning point in your career to date, a place where you felt down, you felt you weren't kind of worthy, if I may call it that. A turning point in your whole career.
I don't think it's not a turning point as such, but I think my lowest point as a player was the year we were preparing for the Athens Olympics, 2004.
Yes.
We are in Holland. We're in Holland. We've got a squad there of 18, and only 16 can go to the Olympic Games. But now we are in the final 18, and because SASCOC or NOXA back then had to announce or send out the team, the press release, the team had to be announced while we were in Holland.
Oof.
So the 18 of us, and 2 wouldn't make the team, and I was one of those 2. So it's...
How did you get those news? By coming back to SA, or while you were still in Holland?
Sir. We were still in Holland, and we had to tour for another week and a half in Europe, when you know that you're not going to the games.
How much of that did that affect your game with those weeks?
It just makes you remember and remember why you started playing. Remember who's on your side, and remember your goals and where you are in your journey. You know, it can easily cripple a career or cripple your want to go further. But as things are, and I always think like things happen for a reason. A few months later, not even a few months later, I think 2 months later, one of the people that was selected got injured at a holding camp, and I get called up and congratulations, Polo, you're part of Team South Africa, you're going to the Athens Olympics.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing how things turn out, eh?
Yeah, I could have been. I think now the youngsters are going to laugh at me. I could have been in my fields.
Of course.
And stop training and join my friends in the clubs and join my friends at the pub and think this is it.
Yeah.
I'll join back in January.
But you kept
I'm
on
allowed.
pushing.
I'm allowed to sulk. No, but you attract what you attract, and those news said keep training. And my coach, when she said, Polo, I know you were selected, but please in the next couple of weeks, keep training, you'll never know what happens. And I was like, how can you be more insulting?
True.
Can you be more insulting? For the last 2 years, you've been training harder than I've ever thought I could train to make the Olympic team. I don't make the Olympic team. You tell me to go back home and keep training.
Yeah. But things turned out for the best at the end.
Yeah, things turned out as they should, I think. I don't think there are any victims in life. I obviously did not take the victim route. Yeah, so you do what you do, and your chances come. Sometimes they come when you least expect them.
Cool. I mean, okay, now this is this is the world stage. This is the Olympic Games. Back to where they started, in Greece, Athens. Yep. Tell me about your experience there.
Well, it was really overwhelming because I got called up the day the team was leaving. So I get to the High Performance Center in Pretoria. Just before lunch, and I joined the team. But by the evening, I was in every newspaper in the country. I'd been on 702 with John Robbie on the drive home. While I was driving to the airport, we were on the phone having an interview. I'd been on Robert Marawa's show on Metro. And I'm like, it all happened so quickly.
Yeah.
But then thank goodness for flying. Gives you time to reflect and time to understand where you are and where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
And understanding that the dream that the silly 8-year-old girl had in a room watching the football World Cup Italia 90 and thinking, I'm going to be there one day. I don't know what. And then I saw the Olympic Games. I'm like, I'm going to be there one day. I always thought I was going to be a runner or an athlete, you know, be the next Marion Jones. But yeah, and you get there and it's quite overwhelming. The stage is big. Talking about Marion Jones, you're in the bus in this athletes village,
yes,
going to breakfast, and
100%.
Marion Jones is holding the pole next to you because there's no seat for her, and you're like, you're
Yeah.
an Olympic medalist, you know. So
You've got the dream team, American.
yes,
Oh,
all these guys around. But it also makes you realize that all the time that you put into training, you are one of these
people. Yeah, we all one.
Yeah.
Because we all do
you are
the same work Monday to Friday. Or
one
Saturday.
of 10,000 Olympians
Yeah.
in these 4 years, and no one else can say that.
True.
Yeah,
True.
and yeah.
And now, currently, you've got your five-a-side. How did the selection process happen with regards to head coaching the South African
well,
five-a-side?
There's a high performance directorship or in SAHA, SA Hockey Association. They follow and look at coaches' careers and how they're coming up. And last year, was it? 2017, I went to Egypt to do my level 3
Yes.
FIH certificate, coach certificate, and I did very well there, and I got invited immediately to go to the next level 4.
Yeah. Which is
And
the highest. Don't
Yeah.
be modest. Tell us
So-
about level 4
So
before you.
after level 4, you have to coach for about at least 2 years, and there's a few mentors that are in the FIH coaching program that follow your progress as a coach. And then after 2 years, you can get invited back, and then you do your final coach assessment, and that needs literally your portfolio. That's like your
Yes.
PhD in
Basically, what
in
you've
coaching.
done. Yeah.
So what I did now was quite big, really tough, sleepless nights. Top coaches from all over the world, coaches that are currently working with national teams and in national high performance structures.
Yes.
And I think the best thing for that is that you also get not a base, but you've got a group of coaches that I can touch on.
Yes.
Even
Exchanging
preparing now for
information.
the Youth Olympic Games, I have been talking to a couple of people around the world. I just write down a few things, email my ideas of how I feel like I want to play, get feedback from people that have been FIH coaches for
very
way
long
longer.
time. Yeah.
And who knows, maybe 2020, 2021, I'll be trying to get that title under my name.
Nice. Now, you traveled with the five-a-side team to Algeria for youth games, and your first game was one-way traffic, if I may call it that. 19-0, you say? How was your experience in Algeria?
Traveling is always an experience. Doesn't matter if you're going from here, you're going to South America, you're going to North America, going to Asia. There's always a cultural difference. And there was a cultural difference going to Algeria as well. Coaching the youth and the youth structures is that you get to be a channel of teaching and a channel of tolerance. And we've got our culture here in South Africa. We live a certain way, we eat certain foods, and
Do things different.
and being an adult with under 18 players and athletes, I have to help them be that bridge between I don't know about this and being tolerant with
Fair.
different cultures and
Fair.
the way different people do their things. So I always love that I can help be a global citizen and help people be better humans through sport, and that's why I love this damn thing so much. But we get there, traveling into Africa is different. You know, transport is a little slow. These are many challenges that you'll see around the world. Even at the World Cup, there are different challenges. You know, so I get there, and we know that we have to win, and we have to win convincingly for us to give SASCOC the reason to send us to the Youth Olympic Games. So we get there, and our first game against the hosts, Algeria, very inexperienced, and like I've been saying, it's not winning the Africa Youth Games that I'm happy about. It's the way in which we did it. You know, not the 19-0 annihilation of a new hockey country. It's the maturity that I saw in my young girls. You know, I don't know if you've coached scholars and high school kids. There's challenges that you face coaching the younger generation, and but I was very proud of the maturity that my girls brought to matches, the respect we have for the game, and which is for me number one, because the sport has given us so much and continues to give us so much and promises to give us so much more. You know, we have to respect the people that we play against, respect the culture of this beautiful game, and yeah, through that and I said, like, the girls, like I said, there were a lot of challenges. The girls rose above, and yeah, there's a very mature display of really good hockey, and we're here now at our selection camp. And after session 1,
this is the road to the youth games.
This is the road to Buenos Aires, 2018. Yeah.
Cool, man. And now basically you are within this structure, obviously, and it's Women's Month, and there are a lot of challenges facing women in sport. How do you think we are doing as a country currently?
I think we slowly getting there, slowly. And I feel that we have a lot of amateur associations. Like, if as an under-18 national coach in South Africa, I do not get paid for it. It's more volunteer and passion. It's a passion, and that's what the sport gives us, and that's what sport does in South Africa. We're all passionate about what we do. You know, I know SAFA is also getting a lot of women in their coaching structures. But it's where we're lacking, and I think where we've been let down, it's the places where I do have money. Your private schools that would rather employ a male coach over a female coach, those are the structures that have the money. So Coach PHOLO now needs a 9 to 5, and I coach after hours. You know, I coach on weekends. In those hours that I'm doing 40 hours in an office, I could be doing 40 hours of either be on the field, analyzing video, sourcing video from overseas, coming up with new
training methods,
patterns, structures, formations. But 40 hours of my week are away from what? In front of a laptop. In the office. You know what I mean? So where I think a lot of private schools can do better in employing women coaches, because there are a lot of us with a lot of passion and great quality, and I know a lot of us ex-national players are keen and want to coach. Because, I mean, how can I look at transformation and complain if I'm not out there developing the next TSOANELO PHOLO? You know, if I'm not there looking for the next Sanani Mangisa, not out there looking for the next Marsha Cox. You know, if I'm not out there doing the thing, I can't say, oh, but the system is failing us. You know, and I need to be there so that I make sure that Pila is coaching, and is he doing right by the next Marsha Cox? Is she getting enough time on the field? Is she getting good feedback? If she's not, I need to call you out. But I can't if I'm in an office.
No, fair.
You know, you guys are the guys.
That is awesome, man.
So if you look at the ratio of how many women coaches across board, there are a lot of male coaches still coaching in the women's setup, and you ask, where are the women coaching in the men's setup? We're not there. But a lot of men are coaching in the women's setup, and like, so now there's 7 coaches, female coaches, but there are only 3 jobs. So yeah, and I'm hoping
Work in
Corporate South Africa comes on board, and it's not just the coaching part, it's development coaching.
The whole structure of the thing, yeah.
Give me money, I'll find 400,000 players that are hidden in Soweto, you know?
True,
Yeah,
true,
just
true.
need 40 mil. 40 mil over 3 years, you will have national players until we die.
Nice. Now, obviously, you've achieved all these things in your life. I mean, you've got a very good CV when it comes to the sporting structures. What message, since now you're still coaching the nice tender age of 18 young kids, I mean, what message do you have for them in terms of to get where you are or to achieve certain things that you have achieved? Because I'm sure some of them are ambitious in getting to the senior side, in going to Olympic Games. I mean, what message would you have for them and some of the kids that are still at school and who will be watching this? I mean, what message do you have for them?
Well, I feel that every player has the potential to get anywhere, you know. So if you're not getting the proper coaching from your school structure, find a club near you. If you can't find a club near you, find a coach that can coach you privately. And Coach PHOLO is available for coaching, private coaching. I do small groups as well.
Yes.
We'll give you all the details later on my website. Everything's there. It's you. No one owes you their time. You owe yourself your time. So there's a lot video on YouTube. You can go out, watch a Premier League game, see what you feel you need to work on in your game, and you go out there and do that. You know, like I keep saying, there are no victims. You know, you can't say my coach didn't teach me this. Go out and find someone that can teach you that then. You know, and please do not forget to have fun. This is why we do this. We have a great time doing it, and through that the passion builds. And yeah, and when you are in a structure where you have coaching, ask your coaches to be accountable for their actions. You know, ask for feedback. You know, ask them and why. Ask them, why am I supposed to do this? Why do you want me to do that? And you want feedback, and how do I get better? You know, and the club structure, I think in South Africa, the club structure is still at a level where we can still get better. But you can't blame that for you not getting better. You know, the astroturfs at every second corner now. You know, find a coach, find someone who cares, find someone who cares about your hockey, and find a mentor.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I think we also forgot that SA5s actually won a gold medal.
Yeah, and that's how we got to the Youth Olympic Games.
Yes.
Yep.